You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about the 49ers and a little bit of Lamar Jackson and the 49ers, and mainly by way of John Lynch. Now, John Lynch is out there, and of course he's starting to talk because Thursday is the NFL draft. That's right, the NFL draft. Aaron Rodgers is officially a New York Jet. Me and John made that video, put it over on the big channel, and one of the things that neither one of us interpreted correctly was that when Florio was talking about 65% of the snaps for next season, Florio meant the 2024 season, and that's not how either one of us interpreted that in that video. So we actually kind of drugged the Jets a little bit over that, or actually the Jets over that, because we were like, where is the protection for him playing 2 years? And so I wish Mike Florio would have gotten a little more specific, because my idea of next season is, well, the season that is coming up next, which is the 2023 season. But I guess because the league year has already started, technically speaking, we are into this season. So my bad on that. Just interesting. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe here. And as always, you can check us out wherever any podcasting is available, especially the big three: Google, Apple, and Spotify, CastBox, etc. I use CastBox. So let's get to John Lynch, and he's going to tell us right now if the 49ers have even sniffed around Lamar Jackson. And you could interpret this in a number of different ways, but you could interpret this as, yeah, they have sniffed around Lamar Jackson to see what's going on there. But I think they did it as more of a, you've got a responsibility as a general manager, generally speaking, to look into about everything. Obviously, the Chiefs aren't going to be looking into Lamar Jackson. Neither are the Bills. Neither are the Eagles, right? If you've got a bona fide top 7 quarterback, you're probably not looking into Lamar. But right now, the Niners have got a Brock Purdy, who was a 7th round pick, and certainly looked really good, and he looks like the starter. But we know he's nursing a UCL elbow injury, right? And he made some comments that kind of raised antennas about maybe not playing this upcoming season, right? And then you got Sam Darnold, and I find it so interesting because that Trey Lance trade situation, that fielding trade offers and wanting to get something back for him, that's real. I mean, that's real. That's real. That's happening. And so they're trying to get him out the door. And it makes me think they're looking for some kind of collateral for this week's draft, right? So let's get to this. I've got PFT and I've got clutch points. The 49ers seem very content with quarterback Brock Purdy's lingering elbow issue notwithstanding. Still, during his pre-draft press conference, GM John Lynch acknowledged that they looked into the possibility of pursuing Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson as a free agent limited by the franchise tag. Here's the question. Which was the last one asked of Lynch? Did you look into Baltimore Ravens QB Lamar Jackson? Is that a possibility at all still? Question mark. This was the answer. Quote, you look into everything, and we seem to be linked to everything. Lynch replied, I can tell you, I think it's how convicted we are on Brock and on this current group of guys. You're not doing your job if you don't look into things. I agree with that. If you don't have a top 7 quarterback, you need to explore all options. Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins, etc. A lot of those things, I think you're limited by way of our roster setup. And the other thing, What's your motivation? And there's more than just Lamar. There's tremendous players. There's MVP type guys. We really like our guys, and we like where we're at. We like our complete roster and how they fit for multiple reasons, and we're excited about that group. So I'll leave it at that. Well, that's pretty much telling you we looked into it, but we probably won't be going down that road. All right. And I just think, I don't know how, I would love to actually know how Kyle Shanahan views running quarterbacks, but I still got a theory that he doesn't love them too much, okay? That he doesn't love them. And he's got a premium on things like accuracy. Now, Lamar is pretty accurate as a running dual threat quarterback. He is. He may be the most accurate one to date, but he's accurate in the first two receivers. When you start getting to the third and fourth options, you start running into trouble, and those third, fourth options are options that Kyle Shanahan wants in his offense to be able to run it the way he wants to run it. It would be tough for the 49ers to pull off a run at Jackson, especially in light of everything that was surrendered to get Trey Lance. And that's the problem. They've got not a lot of first-round capital, and the financial investment would be a challenge too. As it stands, the 49ers have a relatively small investment in the quarterback position, given that Purdy was the last pick in the 7th round. Sam Darnold was signed for only $4.5 million on a one-year deal, and Lance remains in his slotted rookie contract. It gives the 49ers multiple years of freedom to spend elsewhere. Trading for Jackson and then paying him would complicate that significantly, and it would result in even more significant draft picks being surrendered. Only 2 years after the 49ers invested 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick in Lance. Just saying that again out loud makes me want to vomit as a Niners fan. My God. So, he said, yeah, we'll look into Lamar Jackson. We have looked into Lamar. What he won't do is even entertain the idea of letting somebody get to their all-world defensive lineman, Nick Bosa, which makes me happy. Somewhere, Steve Keim is unemployed, maybe because he didn't take Nick Bosa. He took Kyler Murray. I did that video. Since being drafted with the 2nd overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the 49ers defensive end Nick Bosa has been a star. Sometime in the near future, he will look to have a contract that has matched his impact on the field. Heading into 2023, Nick Bosa will be playing on his 5th and final year of a rookie contract. With the season quickly approaching, the two sides are yet to reach a deal. I've got to think it's coming pretty soon. While a deal is not yet in place, the 49ers have no intention of moving on from Bosa. During a recent meeting with the media, San Francisco GM John Lynch made it clear. On Monday, Lynch was asked if Nick Bosa could be a potential trade candidate for the 49ers. In response, he stated, quote, "That hotline is closed. That never opened." The Athletic's David Lombardi. With the response given by Lynch, it made it certain that Nick Bosa's future remains in San Francisco. He's not a player that they would look to move on from through a trade. Through 4 seasons in the NFL, Nick Bosa has already cemented himself as one of the NFL's premier talents off the edge. 51 career games, 156 total tackles, 116 solo, 56 tackles for loss, 43 sacks, and 8 forced fumbles. Good God. This past season, he went to new heights. 51 total tackles, 19 for total loss, or 4 tackles for loss, 48 quarterback hits, and a league-leading 18.5 sacks. With his performance, he was named Defensive Player of the Year. I don't see any way that guy gets out of that building for the 49ers. I don't. Now, the 49ers, I'm sure, would love to get some high draft pick capital back. I just don't think that's the player they're willing to let go to do it. I think it's far more likely you could see a piece on offense get traded. Now, I don't really want to see that happen either, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to play the Eagles. You're going to have to outscore them. At the end of the day, you may be playing the Bills, or you may be playing the Chiefs. If you make the Super Bowl, you're going to have to outscore them. All right? Nick Bosa aside, you're just not going to stop Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen from more than likely scoring 30 points. You know, and that's you've got to be able to outscore them, and that means we've got to make sure that the Brandon Ayuk's and the Deebo Samuels and the Christian McCaffreys all stay in the house. The George Kittles. Although, I do wonder if the Niners will at least look heavily at a tight end in this draft. I think that's going to happen. I do. So, slew of third-round picks. I do wonder, could you take 3 third-round picks and get a late first if there's somebody you loved? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked at that draft chart. So, tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. They have checked in on Lamar. Again, and this goes back to the Aaron Rodgers thing. Well, they can't afford it. How would they figure that out? They got salary cap experts. They could figure out that salary if they wanted Lamar. I don't believe that will happen. I don't. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.